first date was in Paris. So
you met in Italy.
Yeah,
you had the first date in Paris.
Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic too. And you love me more than you love yourself.
At 44, Serena Williams has finally broken her silence. The divorce rumors are true, and what she revealed will destroy everything you thought you knew about her marriage.
For a long time, because we were just texting, and I was asking questions, and it was that.
The missing wedding rings, the silent Father's Days, the separate vacations. It was all leading to this moment.
And I didn't really envision it. I think it was, yeah.
The tennis queen who dominated every court couldn't save her own marriage. And the real reason why will shock you. This is what really happened behind the perfect Instagram posts. So, let's get into it. May 2015 found Serena Williams in Rome, preparing for the Italian Open, focused on adding another title to her already legendary career. At the same time, Alexis Ohanian, the co-founder of Reddit, was in town for the Festival of Media Global Conference. Their worlds couldn't have been more different, tennis and tech, but fate had other plans.
I was at the hotel we were staying at, and I was in Italy, and this guy shows up, and the whole place is empty. And this guy, like, really tall.
The story began at the Cavalieri Hotel by the pool. Serena had arrived expecting to sit at a particular table, but when she got there, Alexis was already occupying it. This wasn't just any random encounter. Alexis was nursing a hangover from the previous night, having been out drinking with actress Kristen Wiig, who was filming Zoolander 2 in Rome.
And I'm just like, why? I was so angry. I was like, why is this guy here? And so we tried to get rid of him.
After this first meeting, Serena felt curious about Alexis. He intrigued her, and the feeling was mutual.
And he doesn't flinch. He looks, and Alexis looks and doesn't flinch. And I'm like, you're not afraid of rats? And he's like, no, I'm from Brooklyn, but is there even really a rat there? I guess he always knew I was full of stuff.
Despite coming from completely different universes, Serena's world of intense training schedules and global competitions, Alexis's world of tech startups and venture capital, they found themselves drawn to each other. The conversation that followed revealed an undeniable chemistry that neither had anticipated. Serena made a decision that surprised even her closest friends. She invited this hungover stranger to meet her in Paris for the French Open. Alexis later shared that he wasn't sure if she was serious, but figured even if nothing came of it, he'd have an incredible story to tell. That adventurous spirit was part of what made him different from anyone Serena had met before.
Now, we met in Rome. Our first date was in Paris. So
you met in Italy.
Yeah,
you had the first date in Paris.
Yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic too.
Paris changed everything. Their first official date involved a 6-hour walk around the city, talking about everything and nothing. By September 2015, Alexis was showing up in the stands at the US Open, cheering for Serena like he'd been a tennis fan his entire life. This was remarkable considering he used to zone out whenever tennis came on television. The transformation was complete when Alexis started posting about Serena on social media, using references about coming for the Queen. Here was a man who had built one of the internet's most popular websites, and he was proudly showing the world he was smitten with the greatest tennis player alive. By December 2016, their whirlwind romance had reached its natural conclusion. Alexis proposed at the same table by the pool where they had first met, bringing their story full circle. Serena announced their engagement on Reddit itself, sharing a poetic story about how their stars had first collided and now aligned perfectly. The proposal was romantic, thoughtful, and seemed like the perfect beginning to what everyone assumed would be a perfect marriage. But what nobody realized at the time was that this fairy tale beginning would soon face challenges that would test everything they thought they knew about love and commitment.
That's a good story. Wedding bells for Serena Williams. The tennis star is engaged to Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian. Wow. Making the big announcement on the social news site, the Grand Slam athlete shared a poem detailing how she said yes to the proposal.
The warning signs started appearing in 2024, though most fans didn't recognize them at first. The couple who had built their relationship on transparency and public displays of affection suddenly became much more private about their personal lives. The last time Serena shared a picture with Alexis on her social media was in August 2023, around the time their second daughter Adira was born. After that, something shifted. Fans began noticing that Serena was spending most of her time with her family, her sisters Venus and Lindria Price, and their mother, Oracene. She was attending high-profile events like Gucci fashion shows and red carpet premieres. But Alexis was conspicuously absent from these appearances. What made people really start talking was Serena's jewelry choices. The woman who had proudly worn her wedding ring at every public appearance for years was suddenly showing up to events without it. For someone who had always been so deliberate about her image, this felt intentional. But the moment that really got fans speculating was Father's Day, 2024. Serena, who had always been vocal about celebrating the important people in her life, posted nothing about Alexis. No tribute, no thank you for being a great father, nothing. The silence was deafening for a couple who had made their relationship so public. On the flip side, Alexis continued posting about his life, business ventures, daddy duties with their daughters, tech conferences. But Serena was noticeably absent from his content too. It was like they were living parallel lives that occasionally intersected for their children, but rarely merged anymore. Then came the moment that had everyone talking. On July 5th, 2024, just when the divorce rumors were reaching fever pitch, Alexis posted a photo that seemed designed to shut down all the speculation. The picture showed him and Serena having dinner together, her leaning into him with a genuine smile, his wedding ring clearly visible as he captioned it simply with GM for good morning.
Better. Okay, well, the next Alexis Ohanian is actually your own child.
Oh, yes.
Right there. There is your beautiful child,
Yeah.
Olympia, right there.
Yes.
Who
Little
is
Alexis
the daughter
Olympia.
of you and your lovely wife, Serena Williams. Right there. There you are.
The photo caused an immediate reaction. Fans who had been worried about the couple's marriage pointed to it as proof that everything was fine. Comments flooded in about doubters being silenced and rumors being put to rest. But other fans weren't convinced, noting that one strategic photo after months of silence felt more like damage control than genuine happiness. What made the situation even more complicated was what fans discovered when they dug deeper into their social media behavior. Serena had quietly removed most photos of Alexis from her Instagram and had stopped following him entirely. Meanwhile, Alexis still maintained some photos of Serena, creating an imbalance that spoke volumes about where each of them stood emotionally. The couple, who had once consulted each other on every major decision, who had been described as a team both on and off camera, seemed to be operating as completely separate entities. They were co-parenting their daughters effectively, but the romantic partnership that had captivated millions appeared to be dissolving in real time. What made this particularly heartbreaking for fans was remembering how their relationship had begun. These were two people who had fallen for each other, despite coming from different worlds, who had built a family while maintaining successful individual careers, and who had always seemed to genuinely enjoy each other's company. But by late 2024, the evidence was becoming impossible to ignore. Something fundamental had changed between Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian, and no amount of strategic photo posting could hide the growing distance between them. What had originally made Serena and Alexis such a compelling couple was how genuinely they supported each other's achievements. Alexis had transformed from someone who knew nothing about tennis into the sport's most vocal cheerleader, while Serena had embraced the tech world and even joined the board of Silicon Valley companies. During the peak years of their marriage, Alexis was a constant presence in the stands at Serena's matches. He wasn't just there for show. He was genuinely invested in her success, often posting about being the loudest supporter in the venue. When Serena had to withdraw from Wimbledon in 2021 due to a leg injury, Alexis remained by her side, posting pictures of her on the tennis court with crown emojis, making it clear that in his eyes, she would always be the queen of tennis. Their public appearances during this period told the story of a couple who genuinely enjoyed each other's company. The 2021 Met Gala became a perfect example of their dynamic. Alexis posted about how Serena looked royal that night, and they were photographed sharing intimate moments away from the cameras. For them, events like the Met Gala weren't just business obligations, but rare date nights where they could dress up and remember why they fell for each other. But underneath the glamorous surface, the pressures of their individual careers were beginning to create strain. Serena was dealing with the end of her tennis career, a transition that's difficult for any elite athlete, but particularly challenging for someone who had defined herself through competition for over 2 decades. The birth of their second daughter, Adira, in August 2023, should have been a joyful milestone that brought them closer together. Alexis announced her arrival with his usual enthusiasm, calling Serena the greatest mother of all time and describing the moment he introduced 6-year-old Olympia to her baby sister as unforgettable. But having 2 young children while managing their respective business empires created new pressures neither had fully anticipated. Serena's post-retirement life was busier than her tennis career had ever been. She was building her venture capital firm, Serena Ventures, launching beauty and fashion lines, and taking on numerous speaking engagements and board positions. Meanwhile, Alexis was expanding his own investment portfolio and dealing with the demands of multiple tech companies. The couple who had once made joint decisions about everything were increasingly operating in separate spheres. Their social media accounts, which had previously featured regular couple content, began showing more individual achievements and separate family time with the children. Family remained important to both of them, but even their approach to parenting seemed to diverge. Alexis continued posting frequently about daddy duties and family moments, while Serena's content became more focused on her business ventures and individual accomplishments. They were both loving parents, but they weren't necessarily parenting as a unified team anymore. The Met Gala appearances, the anniversary posts, the family photos, all the public markers of their relationship began feeling more performative than genuine.
Now, is it true that you didn't want Olympiad to go to matches because you were afraid you would lose killer instinct?
So she came to a match once, like super brief, and I was like, oh my God, is she wearing sun cream? Like, is she, it's nuts. And so I would get stressed out. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, wait a minute, I gotta serve.
In any case, the couple's journey into parenthood began with one of the most memorable pregnancy announcements in sports history. In April 2017, Serena accidentally revealed her pregnancy to the world through a Snapchat post showing her baby bump with the caption indicating she was 20 weeks along. The post was quickly deleted, but by then, the news was everywhere. What made this revelation even more remarkable was the timing. Serena had won the Australian Open in January 2017 while pregnant, an achievement that seemed almost impossible to comprehend. She had competed at the highest level of professional tennis, defeating the world's best players, all while carrying a child. The sports world was stunned by this demonstration of athletic prowess that went beyond anything previously imagined.
And we have a special guest here with us right now. Do we want to talk about our special guest, Serena?
I don't know.
Okay, I think we should.
Okay, and our new addition. There's 3 of us here.
There are three.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Serena! The secret's out.
When Serena officially confirmed the pregnancy with a heartfelt Instagram post, it became clear that this baby was already changing their lives in profound ways. She wrote a letter to her unborn child, expressing how much strength and peace the pregnancy had already brought her. The couple was preparing for a life transformation that would test every aspect of their relationship. On September 1st, 2017, Alexis Olympia Ohanian Jr. entered the world, and Alexis announced her arrival with the kind of joy that only new fathers understand. His Instagram post describing their daughter as Mama's perfect sidekick captured the immediate bond that had formed between all three of them. But what the public didn't know was that Serena's delivery had been life-threatening, involving multiple surgeries and complications that nearly cost her life. But the excitement didn't stop there. Just 2 months later, on November 16, 2017, the couple celebrated another huge moment: their wedding. The wedding took place in New Orleans, a city known for its rich culture and lively celebrations. The ceremony was held at the Contemporary Arts Center, and it was a glamorous event filled with friends, family, and famous faces like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Kim Kardashian. Even though it was a star-studded affair, the wedding was also deeply personal, reflecting the couple's love and journey together.
And you love me more than you love yourself.
As Serena embraced motherhood, she continued to make headlines. In January 2018, she appeared on the cover of Vogue magazine. But this time she wasn't alone. Her baby girl, Alexis Olympia, was by her side. This cover was special because it made Alexis Olympia the youngest person ever to appear on a Vogue cover at just 3 months old. More than just a beautiful photo, the cover celebrated Serena's new role as a mother while she continued to balance her career as a top athlete. In the Vogue cover story, Serena opened up about the challenges she faced as a new mom, including health issues after giving birth. She was very honest about her experience, which resonated with many other mothers. Throughout 2024, the warning signs became impossible to ignore. Serena continued appearing at major events, but Alexis was increasingly absent. The couple who had once been inseparable on red carpets were now leading separate public lives. What concerned fans most was Serena's consistent appearance without her wedding ring. This wasn't occasional oversight. It was a deliberate pattern. For someone so intentional about her public image, the missing ring felt like an unspoken statement. The situation reached a breaking point during Father's Day 2024. Serena, who had built her brand on sharing family moments, posted nothing about Alexis. The silence was deafening, especially since she had consistently honored him in previous years. In October 2024, Serena posted a message that sent shockwaves through her fan base. She wrote about someone close to her robbing her of joy and mentioned walking away from situations that weren't serving her well. While she didn't name Alexis specifically, fans immediately connected the dots. The most telling evidence came through social media behavior. Fans discovered that Serena had quietly unfollowed Alexis on Instagram and systematically removed most photos of him from her feed. This gradual purge spoke louder than any official statement ever could. Meanwhile, Alexis maintained some photos of Serena on his accounts, but his posts about their relationship became increasingly rare. When he did mention their family, the focus was almost entirely on the children rather than on Serena herself. Their final public appearance together was in a November 2024 advertisement for a glucose monitoring company, where they appeared to test each other's knowledge about their relationship and family. While some fans pointed to this as evidence that they were still together, others noted the forced nature of their interactions and questioned whether this was simply a contractual obligation rather than a genuine display of marital happiness. The contrast between their early relationship and their current dynamic was stark. The couple who had once made joint decisions about everything, who had described themselves as a team both on and off camera, now seemed to be operating as completely separate entities who happened to share 2 children. Industry insiders began suggesting that the couple had been living essentially separate lives for months, maintaining the appearance of marriage for business and family reasons while privately accepting that their romantic relationship had run its course. The fairy tale that had begun by a hotel pool in Rome was ending not with a dramatic confrontation, but with a gradual drift that had become impossible to reverse. What made this particularly heartbreaking for longtime followers was remembering how genuinely happy they had seemed during their early years together. The love and mutual respect that had been so evident in their public interactions had been replaced by polite distance and separate lives that only intersected when their children required both parents to be present. Now, while neither Serena nor Alexis has officially confirmed the divorce rumors, the evidence continues to mount. Their last genuinely happy public appearance together was over a year ago, and despite occasional attempts to quell the speculation with strategic photos or business appearances, the distance between them has become undeniable. The woman who conquered every tennis court in the world, who fought through life-threatening childbirth complications, and who built a business empire after retiring from sports, now faces perhaps her greatest challenge yet: navigating the end of what once seemed like a fairy tale marriage. Whether they can find their way back to each other, or if this is indeed the final chapter of their love story, only time will tell. For now, Serena Williams continues to focus on being the best mother she can be to Olympia and Adira while building her post-tennis legacy. And perhaps that's exactly where her energy needs to be right now. What started as an awkward encounter between two strangers by a hotel pool may be ending with two successful co-parents who simply grew apart. Sometimes that's how even the greatest love stories conclude, not with drama or scandal, but with the quiet recognition that people can love each other and still not be meant to spend their lives together. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.